Hey y'all, it's me, Miss Jaidynn to your fears from season 7 of RuPaul's Drag Race. That's right, that's the show I got eliminated off of and I ain't win nothing. No money, no fame, no house, no cars, no nothing. I'm just playing. Yeah, so I am back just for these videos. I know I haven't been posting on YouTube in a while. I tried the YouTube thing, honey. It just don't be working out for me with my traveling schedule and I be busy. I'm a busy woman, honey. I ain't got time to be editing videos. I'm showing you guys some eye makeup for stage. Yes, that's right. So this is not a drag queen tutorial, even though kind of in a way, it kind of is, because if you look at all the girls like on TV and stuff, like the housewives, they are fully highlighted, contoured. I mean, brows to the T. Honey, some of them be wearing big drag jewelry, expensive evening gowns. I'll be like, y'all some drag queens with some real lady parts. If you are watching this because you are McGavick High School chorus showgirl, I cannot wait to see you guys. The second day of dress rehearsal, which will be next Tuesday, I am going to do a little competition. I'm going to do Jaidynn's Beat Face competition. So I would like to see you girls really get involved in this video. I want to see which girls or which girl gives me the best overall face, the best mug, the best makeup. I'll be going around during rehearsal, you know, taking a little peek. And if you win, guess what? I'll put you on my Instagram, honey. You get a good old Instagram post. I'll tag you in it and all that good stuff. So practice, 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 honey. I usually glue down my eyebrows, but obviously ain't none of y'all gonna be gluing down your eyebrows. So, let's get started. So what you need is, I like to use this dark, like a dark brown cream for my brow. You can use black. I guess if you have black hair and your brows are like black anyways, I guess you can go for that. I personally like to use the brown, the dark brown. This is ELF cream eyeliner. It gives me so much life and eternity. I live for it, even though, honey, she real old and dry and crusty. But anyway, so let's get started. So you want an angle brush. This is a good old angle brush by BH Cosmetics. And I'm going to use this. So let's get our eyebrow game started. So first, what you want to do, I hope y'all can see my face. Yes, y'all can see my face. Okay. So what you want to do first is you want to just take this brown liner. And I'm spreading out the product. I hate when people say that, the product. I don't know what it is, but YouTube. All YouTubers be like, oh, we'll take the product. Oh, I hate that. But you're going to take the product and you're going to start filling in your brow. Now, I want my brow, well, my drawn on brow to be a little bit more feminine, a little bit longer than my natural boy brow. So I'm just filling it in and elongating the brow. Come through. That's the word of the day. Elongating. Okay. So this is a little tip. Now, when you're filling out your brow, don't start filling it in from right here because that ain't cute. Honey, it's just gonna look real raggedy and ratchet. So what I always like to do is I like to start, you know, maybe like a quarter into my brow. And I work the product through my brow. And then what I do is I blend it. I blend it backward toward the middle of my brow. That's just gonna give you a nice ombre effect. Or like I like to say, a humbre effect. Just gonna give you a nice good old fade, honey, because you don't want your brows to look like 2 blocks, girl. That ain't cute. If you show up to rehearsal with 2 blocks on your brows, I'm gonna read you, honey. I'm gonna be like, now I'm gonna need you to go back and erase that brow and try it again. Okay. So the next thing that you're gonna need, you are going to need either like a concealer. I'm actually using a cream liner. This is from Performance's Ultimate Ultimate Coverage Corrective Color. It's like a And I'm using this flat, what is this, Krylon brush. You need some type of flat brush because you need it to be very precise once you get to precise. What's that word? Y'all know what I'm trying to say. It's got to be very precise. Bear with me, honey. I got an education from McGavick High School. I'm just gonna fill in just this area, just right under my brow, honey. Oh, come on through, honey. All right, and we're done. We are ready for stage. And that's it. Thank you for tuning in. Wouldn't that be rude if I just ended the video right there? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tip of this and I am going to follow the line right under my brow. Observe. And once I've created that line, what I'm going to do, yeah, you see how much cleaner that looks? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take and blend the product down. As you can use a brush for this part, I like to use my finger because it's like, you know, your skin is naturally warm and I just feel like it just kind of warms up and blends the product out. But what I like to do is I like to really just blend this all in like that. Oh, come through. I like to blend that out. I'm taking another flat, fluffy brush. This one is from Krylon as well. And I'm dipping it in a white powder just so I can set it. Now, I'm going to show you the palette that I use in just a moment, and I'm going to also show you what shade. This palette, it was gifted to me by one of my very good friends, and it has become my favorite palette, and it is so pigmented, but it's pretty cheap too, especially for a makeup palette. But this is the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette. You can pick one of these up on bhcosmetics.com. I'm pretty sure they probably sell them like on Amazon and stuff too. It has all of these beautiful colors. The color that I just used to set it is this white at the bottom. You have two whites. You have a shimmery white and you have a matte white. You want to use a matte shade to set this. All right, now that you look weird, we're gonna do the very next step. We're gonna start with some colors. First of all, you're gonna need at least 3 brushes. Now each brush is, I'm dropping stuff. Each brush is going to need to be in different sizes. Just like you need 3 different colors, you're gonna need 3 different fluffy brushes. You're gonna need a thicker brush. The thickest one is here. The medium thickness is here, and the smallest one is here. The reason why you need the different sizes is because if you want to do a good old gradient, you're going to need the correct brushes to do so. So run to your store and get you some fluffy brushes like this. They're nice, and these didn't cost me too much. These are all by Emily Makeup Brush Company. I think I got these from like a wig store or something. They were probably like $3 or $4 each. So yeah, so I'm gonna start out with my biggest fluffy brush. Now I'm wanting to do like, I'm gonna stay like in the purples and pinks. So since I want to do like the purple, you see this is gonna be my darkest color that I go in. My second color is gonna be this purple right here. And then I'm going to go on this side and I'm going to probably use this one here at the bottom. So that's going to be my gradient. So once again, this is all in the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette. So the first thing I'm going to grab is I'm going to grab this pink that's at the bottom right here. I'm going to grab this with this is my biggest brush. This is the big fluffy brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right here in this corner. And I'm just going to go in a circular motion, but work my way up towards the front. This is so pretty. And I really love the colors in this palette because, especially for the price, they're really pigmented. Like, I'm barely even tapping this palette because I don't want to load it up too much, especially on my first shade. But I'm barely tapping the colors on this palette, and it's so pigmented. So what I'm doing is, the key to good makeup is blending, honey. Just make sure it's blended. So what I'm doing is I'm starting in this outer corner, and I'm just building it up a little bit. You see that? Sorry, I had to be ratchet. Color, this is the same color. I just pressed a little bit harder to pick up more shadow. And as you can see, obviously, the harder you press onto the palette, the more product you get on it. So I'm doing that. And now I have a towel, sorry, because y'all probably think I'm saying towel, like a towel floor, but I'm country, honey. So what I'm doing is I'm wiping off this brush, and I'm going back, and I'm blending out the edges some more. And the reason why you want to do that is you want it to be as blended as possible. Just keep on blending. You want a good old gradient. All right, so we are done with this brush just for this moment. So we're going to put down this brush, and the next brush we're going to put up is the second smallest brush. Now remember, there's 2 more brushes left. We're going to use this one right here. And the second color we're going to go into is we're going to go into this color right here. Oh, sorry, can't even see that. That's rude. We're going to go into this color right here. And we're going to do the same thing. Now, when you are blending down your colors, if you're new to makeup, what you want to do is your darker colors are going to go closest to your lash line. So you're not going to start up here and do that. What you're going to do is you're going to start right at the bottom of that color. Because if you spread this darker purple up here, it's not going to look right. It's not going to be a gradient. It's just going to be a muddy mess. And that ain't going to be cute. And once again, if I see you at rehearsal and honey, you looking like this, I'm going to be like, ooh, girl, you tried it. All right. Now that you look like you got 2 black eyes and you've been punched multiple times in each eye, what you're going to do is you're going to go back to this bigger brush. The first one you use with the pink shade. And what I'm going to do, this brush is already pretty clean. It's not like clean, but you know, what you want to do is you want to take off any excess powder. I'm just rubbing it on this towel and getting off any excess. And what you're going to do is you're going to go back. What I'm doing is I'm blending in between each color because you want it to be nice and blended and together. You do not want any splotchy eye makeup because that ain't cute. So what I'm doing is I'm going in. Now, you do this very lightly. You don't have to rub your brush extremely hard, you know. But what I'm doing is I am lightly going in and blending that out. Blending out any hard lines, any hard edges, because you want this to look flawless. You don't want people to come up to you and be like, "Ooh, girl, what had happened?" Now, I don't know if y'all can tell the difference. Hopefully you can. But if you look, just by me blending that out just a little bit, you can see much more of a fade rather than here. It's like, it goes up and then it just stops. You see that hard line? See, that ain't cute. I need it to be like that. You see how it's fading up? That is a look that you want to go for. Okay, now that I blended that up, the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with this. Now this has a little bit of a shimmer. This is a different white that's in this palette. It has a little bit of a shimmer to it. I usually don't like to use shimmers, but for the brow bone, I love using a shimmer. I'm going to use the same flat brush that I used earlier to set it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in up here at the top, and I'm just going to add a little bit of this towards the brow bone, because what happens a lot of times is once you're blending and blending and blending, you get so close to your brow bone that it kind of covers up, you know, that definition that you need right there. So I'm just going back and I'm going in and getting this right together, honey. Now that you have that, I'm taking this same big fluffy brush and I'm going to go back again and just lightly re-blend that out. So once again, it's getting rid of that harsh line. We are using our smallest fluffy brush that we have, and we are going in with this really deep purple right here. And we're going to do this color right at the beginning. This color is so beautiful. I love it. And all I'm doing is just building up this purple. All right, y'all see that? All right, it looks very unblended. That ain't cute right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that to the other eye. Stay tuned. All right, so now you look real crazy. Now you're looking like a good old raccoon. So the next step we're going to do is we are going to go back and we're going to blend that out. So now you're going to take that second smallest brush, not the biggest one yet, but you're going to take that second smallest brush. Now it's time to blend. I'm wiping any excess powder or shadow from this brush that I use with the medium pink. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go back right over that line and just blend this color out right here because it needs to be blended. Remember, in between each shade, make sure that you blend out your eyeshadows. Otherwise, it's going to look like one murky mess. It is very important to blend because, honey, if you don't blend, then your makeup is not going to look flawless. And you want to, especially if you're going to be on stage singing, dancing, doing whatever you're going to be doing, you don't need to be on stage looking crazy, honey, and unblended. So now that I blended just that middle color, I'm going to take this the biggest brush that I have that I use with the pink. I'm wiping that off on my towel. And now I'm going back and blending the top portion. You know, so, you know, take your time when you blend it. Don't rush it, you know, just blend it out because you want it to look professional. So if y'all can see, this is so much more blended and so much more together than this side, obviously. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to do the same thing to this eye now. All right, now that I've blended that out a lot more, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back with this small brush. I really want this to be really intense. So when you blend, it takes out a lot of the intensity because you're blending the colors all around. I want this purple to really pop. So I'm going right back in with this purple, right back in my crease. And what I'm doing is I am going back and just re-intensifying a lot of that which I just blended out. So now that I've reapplied that purple one more time, I'm going to go one last time with this really big fluffy brush. And I'm just going to blend this edge out one more time, just a little bit, just to diffuse it. So that way it looks decent. This brush is the same brush as this one. It's just a smaller version. So it's just a flat square brush. I'm dipping it into my cream eyeshadow, which also at this step, if you have like a base or like a primer or something like that, you can actually use this. I think it's best if you go with like a concealer or something like that. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut. This is called cutting your crease. Now, this is kind of a tedious part because you want this to be very clean. So what you're going to do is I like to fill in towards my lash line first. Just fill in all this part toward my lash line. See that? So I got my lash line filled in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my crease. Now it needs to be very precise and very accurate. You want it to be clean. This is the part that you really want to be very clean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on this side. And the thing is I'm not loading up my brush a whole lot right now. I'm just kind of just using whatever makeup is on the brush and just going along with it. So I haven't re-dipped. I'm not going to re-dip in the makeup yet. What I'm going to do is use whatever's on the brush and go with it. Cut crease. So I'm going to go in with this fluffy brush right back in my white powder that I used to set my base. And I'm just going to set this so this doesn't crease up. Now that we got our creases good and cut, what I like to do is I'm going to take this small purple brush and I'm going to dip right back in that same purple. And I like to just intensify just a little bit right above that cut crease. I'm touching this area very lightly. That just really helps intensify that crease. All right. So the next step we're going to do is I'm going to get a makeup remover wipe. This one's all dried out and I've used this. But what I'm going to do is I like to use some of this micellar cleansing water. You can use a regular wipe. It's actually probably better to use just like a regular wipe if you have a makeup remover wipe. It's better to use that anyways. I'm just out of wipes. So what I'm going to do is I'm folding this on the corner and I am just taking it in half and I'm just swiping straight up towards the end of my eyebrow. You see how I just swipe that up, and I'm going to clean that part up right here. But pretty much take it just right here, line it up, and make one swipe. And what that's going to do is that's going to clean off any excess. That's going to really help you, guide you for the next step. So once again, I'm taking this right here and I'm swiping straight up. Let me show you how I do my winged liner. So what I do is I like to start the point at the tip at the very beginning of my lash line, and I slowly make a line and make my way out. Just like that. You see that? It looks curved. So I just made, one little line. So the next line I'm going to make is one line going from the outer area of my eye, and I'm following that line going up. You see how I made just like that little line right there? All I'm doing is I'm connecting from the lash line. I'm going to connect it to the end of that line that I've made. All right. Yes. Y'all see how I'm working on that line? Once I'm here, I'll make a straight line going up towards my brow. Now, I'm going to start right back here. Make a line going down. And then I'm going to fill that all in and thicken it out a little bit. Now that you're looking like Amy Winehouse, let's get started on the next step. I bought this glitter from Walmart. This is just craft store glitter, but it's very fine milled. It's the tiny little bitty glitter, you know, but cosmetic glitter is like supposedly better. I just use this because it works for me. I've been using it for years. And what I do is I let some out in the little top that it comes in. Next, what I'm going to get is I'm going to get some of this glitter primer. This is from NYX. And I'm going to get a very small brush that I can, if I can find one, get a very small brush that I can put the glitter primer on, like this. And it's just a little small flat brush. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my time and I'm going to spread this out. You have to be pretty accurate with where you're putting this, so that way the glitter will stick where you want it to stick, right in your crease. Glue. And I'm gonna go and get me a little fluffy brush, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dip it into the glitter, and I'm gonna just do it one little part at a time, just like that. It was starting to look so sparkly and so gorgeous. Now these expensive, these is red bottoms, these is blood shoes. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this real big fluffy brush and I'm gonna brush off any excess glitter. Come through, honey. Come on through. What I do personally is I like to make like a little cute little triangle at the bottom that goes up to my waterline. Hold on, I'll show y'all in a second. I know this mirror is all up in my face. I like to make like a little tiny triangle. I think it's so cute. Just right there. Now, what you want to do is you want to also set this black liner. I am going in with this very black shadow right here at the bottom of this palette. Oh my gosh, I'm dropping my mirror. Oh well, I can use a mirror on the palette. There we go. And I'm just going to go right over that black to set it and make sure that it stays in place. Especially when you're on stage and you're sweating and stuff, you do not want eyeliner running down your face. So now I'm going to take this same liner pen and I'm going to work on my bottom lash. What I like to do is I like to start like towards the middle of my lash line and work my way up towards that this cat eye. Y'all see that? Y'all see that right there? Okay. This is just a flat brush. I'm gonna dip it into the black right here, into the black. And I'm gonna set it / smoke out the bottom just a little bit. Take this dark purple. Now it's the same brush I just used, except I wiped it off. And what I'm gonna do is just add a little purple at the bottom. All right, and now I'm going in with the same purple small fluffy brush, and I'm just adding the purple in all at the bottom, just kind of smoking out that black. You know, it just makes the eye look a lot more dramatic. I love a good dramatic cut crease. Look at how beautiful that is. All right, so I have these little lashes. I would recommend you get a slightly bigger lash. These were so tiny, but it's the only thing that I could find that that was at the store I was at. There wasn't like a really, really big lash, but these also weren't the smallest that they had. I would say go a little bit bigger than this. What I actually did was I stacked 2 lashes to give me a little bit more volume. I don't know if you can see, but I kind of just stacked 2 lashes, you know, just so it looks a little bit better. But I would say go for just a slightly larger lash. Remember that you're going to be on stage, and you definitely want your lashes to be popping, honey. All right, now that I have this lash on this side, I'm gonna go ahead and finish the other lash, and then we'll move on from there. Ding. All right, you add a little highlight, add a little contour, add a little glitter, and we are all dolled up. Yes, I love this look because I love the purples. It's my go-to colors. It's just so beautiful to me. Also, I did use 2 different lipsticks, as you can see. These are both NYX Liquid Suedes. This shade right here is Subversive Socialite. Ooh, that was hard. And then this one is called Respect the Pink. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. So yeah, make sure you guys hit up NYX. Their lipsticks are absolutely amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. If you would like to see how I highlighted and contoured my face, check out my next video, which is my holiday look. And until next time, I will be seeing you. Mwah. Work that. You know what?